Hi guys, and welcome to my WWE No Mercy reaction video. So yeah, last night we had No Mercy, very hyped up pay-per-view. You know, we had two amazing WrestleMania worthy matches as they kept reminding us. And I think, for the most part, it was a pretty decent show. It was a very entertaining pay-per-view, I will say. Well, probably the first 2/3 of the show was good, but the last third. But yeah, I have 8 matches to talk about, so yeah, let's get to it. For the pre-show, you know, we got Elias up against Apollo Crews. I love Apollo Crews, but pretty much he's just a very low mid-carder now, if at best, up with Elias. And Elias, I think, obviously won this. It was a decent match. It was 8 minutes. Nothing too special in it, but you know, Apollo, I think this was the best match Apollo's had in quite a while. I mean, at least he's had a match. I mean, he hasn't actually had a match in quite a while. So yeah, bit disappointing, but this was a good match. Solid. Elias won, of course, because you know he's the more hot talent right now, and I think they're going to push him a bit more to maybe towards the title soon, because he is so good, Elias. The way he just plays the guitar in the ring, he's like, "Walk with Elias." It's so good. So yeah, right decision. Even though I hate to see Apollo lose. Just shut the window. Someone's doing roadworks. Shut up. And then on to the main card. We got the Intercontinental Championship match between The Miz up against Jason Jordan. It was okay. It was just 10 minutes. It was nothing special. The crowd were completely behind The Miz. No one likes Jason Jordan, really. But he was getting booed, the poor guy. I feel bad for him. What's he done to get booed? I mean, I know he's not the best in terms of mic skills, but he's decent in the ring. I think it's just because this whole pushed angle that he's Kurt Angle's son, and no one likes it, and I think people are just seeing right through it, and I think people aren't getting behind it, so maybe that's why they're not getting behind him. But in terms of an in-ring performer, Jason Jordan's great. And you know what, it was a decent match, even though the crowd were completely behind Miz. They were cheering him the whole match. And yeah, then Miz just from distraction from the Mr. R's. Jason Jordan's probably about to win, but then the Mr. R's distract. Jason Jordan, boom, Miz, skull crushing finale, 1, 2, 3. Yeah, that's that, I think. I was going to say a rematch, maybe, at TLC, because Jason Jordan's owed that, but I've heard a rumour that Roman might be feuding with The Miz. Yeah, at TLC. So maybe we'll see what happens tonight on Raw, but yeah, decent match. The Miz is just so good at the minute. I think he's just really riding his character. The crowd love him. He's so over. Yeah, decent. I don't know what's like for Jason Jordan. Maybe he'll get a rematch. I don't know. We'll see. And then we got Finn Balor going up against Bray Wyatt. Everyone's favourite feud that just no one wants it to end. Yeah, it was. I'm not gonna lie though, this was probably their best match they've had. It was a lot better than the match they had at SummerSlam. You know, this one actually had a story, like throughout the match. You know, the man versus the man. Can Finn beat Bray without the demon persona? Oh, yes you can. And yeah, it was good. I think the beginning of the match, I loved Finn's new attire, the grey leather jacket, the grey trunks. He looked awesome. Then before the match gets started, you know, Bray's battering Finn outside the ring. He does a uranagi onto a table. Like, oh. And then Finn's like, oh, getting cut out of the ring. And Bray's like, yeah, I'm a god. You can't beat me. You're just a puny man. I was like, okay, is Bray actually going to win this match via count out or disqualification? But no, Finn's like, no, you don't. Goes back into the ring, and they have a pretty even match for 10 minutes. You know, this was better than the match they had at SummerSlam. There was more. I feel like they had more chemistry this time round. There was the ring move. The match was more entertaining. I loved the Kunin Ra onto Bray's neck. I was like, oh, and then Bray kicks out. I was like, I thought for a minute Bray was winning, because I did predict Bray was going to win, because I thought it was 50-50 booking after SummerSlam. But no. Finn goes for Bray hits a Sister Abigail. Finn kicks out. I was like, oh, but then Bray hits another Kunin Ra. 1, 2, 3. It was about 11 minutes, but it was entertaining. I loved it. Yeah, I think if this is the final match, because I'm not going to have another one, then yeah. I've heard that Finn is maybe going to go into a feud with Samoa Joe when he comes back from injury. I don't know what's next for Bray. We'll see. But yeah, this was a good match. Even though I would have liked if Bray had won. It was 50-50, then it was 1-1 heading into TLC, but no, definitely going to get that now. So yeah, decent match. Surprised me. Then we got Dean Ambrose going up against Dean Ambrose and Seth Rollins going up against The Bar, as they're now called. Sheamus and I'll just call them Cesaro. The Bar just sounds silly. Yeah, this was good. Maybe even match of the night, I think. It was just under 60 minutes, but it was great. It was a great 15.5 minutes. Oh, it was back and forth. I've got to say, oh, what happened with Cesaro's teeth? Like, I saw it, oh my god, like, did he get them knocked out, or did he get chipped? Because, oh, was it a kick from Seth, or was it a kick from Dean? Because something happened there. And Cesaro spent over half the match with 2 broken teeth, and his mouth was just covered, because you know, when you lose a tooth, you bleed a lot, don't you? And he lost 2 teeth. And I was like, oh. So he wrestled the rest of the match with a really bloody mouth, and probably more was coming out of his mouth, because, you know, you bleed a lot when you lose 2 teeth, especially. So it was just, bleh. But credit to Cesaro, he kept going on. Love the guy, the Swiss Superman. Yeah, it was a really good match. I think it was just as good as the SummerSlam match, even though it wasn't quite as long. It was still just as good. And in the end, Dean Ambrose and Seth Rollins, of course, retained with a love. I loved it. It was like not a curb stomp. It was a pedigree, I think. Then into a Dirty Deeds. Great. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, it was good. What's next for the bar though? I mean, they've got their own T-shirts, you know, the bar, and they've got new in-ring attire. So I assume they're not splitting up anytime soon. But what's left for them to do? I mean, they can't go after the tag titles again, can they? At TLC, I mean. I don't know, we'll see, but yeah, Dean Ambrose and Seth are still the champions, like I said. They're going to hold those belts, I think, till the Royal Rumble. Then they'll split up. Probably Dean will turn heel, that's what I think. But yeah, match of the night, I think. Matt was match of the night. Yeah, it was a great match. And the pay-per-view so far up to this point was very entertaining. I loved it. And then this is where things kind of started to go downhill a little bit. Alexa Bliss in a Fatal 5-Way up against Emma, Bayley, Sasha Banks and Nia Jax. Yeah, it was a solid 10-minute match. Could have been a bit longer, you know, because Fatal 5-Ways are usually what, 20 minutes. But, you know, this is the women. So they're not allowed as much, you know, because they're not as big and as strong as men. Stupid bloody hell. They should get just as much as the men, the women. A 10-minute Fatal 5-Way is too short. But anyway, the match itself was okay. You know, there were some good spots. And Nia Jax, I mean, she looked great in the match. And she was really over with the crowd. The crowd were cheering her the most. I was like, is this her time? I did predict she'd win. I mean, she hit a double Samoan drop on Bliss and Sasha, I think. Oh, it's awesome. There were some good spots all over the match. But at the end, Alexa gets a cheeky DDT on Sasha, I think. And 1, 2, 3, done. She's still the women's champion. Okay, I would have rather have seen Nia win the belt, since, you know, Asuka is debuting at TLC. So I assume whoever won this match is gonna face Asuka at TLC. So we're possibly going to see Alexa Bliss versus Asuka at TLC. Alexa, you're going to get eaten alive, girl. But yeah, I would have rather have seen Nia Jax won, because I think she deserves that belt. You know, she's been long overdue. Ever since that championship match at WrestleMania, the Fatal 4-Way. But yeah, it was good. I would have rather seen Nia win. And I think it should have been 5 minutes longer at least. But it was a good match. Yeah, decent. And yeah, then on to the final 3 matches. And I'm sad to say this is where things pretty much went downhill, I think. Yeah, I don't want to be saying that. So, Roman Reigns up against John Cena. Yeah, you know, WrestleMania-worthy match, and it was. Roman Reigns, the Samoan John Cena going up against the original John Cena. Basically, I'm not gonna lie, I was disappointed with this match. Somewhat. I wasn't really disappointed. I was just somewhat disappointed. I think it could have been better. The first 10 minutes, Roman was absolutely dominating John Cena, left, right and centre. I was like, it was a squash. The first 10 minutes, it was a squash. I was like, what's going on? Roman's just battering John Cena. It's like wiping the floor with a John's just like, oh, like he looked really slow and sluggish, like really rusty. Like he'd been away from the ring for like 2 years. And I was like, what's going on, John? And then he started to come back into the match after that. I mean, he hit an AA out of nowhere. Roman kicked out, of course. And then he went outside the ring, and there was a pretty cool table spot, I would admit, where Roman speared John through a table. That was a really cool spot, best spot of the match. Then they get back in the ring, and they have a more even fight for about 5 or 10 minutes. And then Cena gets more AAs. He hits an avalanche AA, you know, AA off the top rope, kicks out. It's like, oh! Then 2 more AAs. He hits an AA, then a roll-up AA that he does, 2 in a row. Roman kicks out. I'm like, for fuck's sake, come on. How strong can you make Roman look? He's kicked out of 4 AAs. I don't think anyone in WWE has ever kicked out of 4 AAs. Well, maybe Brock, a Night of Champions, like 2-3 years ago, but I think that was it. Yeah, 4 AAs, come on. And Roman kicked out. I was like, for fuck's sake. I mean, they're just making him look way too strong here, like he is Superman. And then John Cena's like, what the fuck, how do I beat this guy? And then, of course, Roman, Superman punch, spear, 1, 2, 3. He beats John Cena with 1 spear. Fuck's sake. Come on, it took 4 AAs and he couldn't put Roman away, but 1 spear beats John Cena. I mean, we all knew Roman was going to win, but I think the booking, how they made each guy look in terms of levelling and how strong they made them look, it was all over the place. And the first 10 minutes of the match was just so slow and sluggish, and I was disappointed. This could have been a lot better, considering these are the two main guys in the company. You know, this was a passing of the torch match. You know, John Cena was pretty much handing over the keys to Roman, saying, "Okay, you did well." At the end of the match, you know, he held up his hand and was like, "Yeah." And Roman walks off, and Cena's like, and everyone's like, "Thank you, Cena." It's like, is this it? It's like he's not retiring, is he? He's going to be back in a few months. So he was like down the ring going, and we go, "Thank you, Cena." I was like, well, he's not going anywhere. Well, he is. He's going to be away for about a month or two, isn't he, to film Bumblebee, the Transformers spin-off. Woo! Good luck with that, John. Then I assume he'll be back for Survivor Series or maybe the Royal Rumble. But so he's not going to be gone for too long. But yeah, this was a passing of the torch match. We all knew Roman was going to win. It's his yard finally now. He's beaten Undertaker and Cena clean in less than a year. What a year he's having. Yeah, but the match itself could have been better though, I think. Maybe they're going to have a rematch. Maybe, but this could have been better, I think. But whatever. It was still, we all knew Roman was going to win. The right guy won. Yeah. So then, on to another. Well, I said the final 3 matches were disappointing. Enzo up against Neville for the Cruiserweight Championship, and Neville won. No, sorry, no. Enzo won. Enzo beat Neville. I'm speechless. I'm speechless about this match. Just what? Enzo! It was a cheeky little pin. He rolled him up, and I think he hit him with a low blow when the ref wasn't looking, and he rolled him up. I was like, 1, 2, 3. And Neville was like, and Enzo, the new cruiserweight. I hated this, because this just shits all over the cruiserweights in 205 Live. Cedric Alexander, Noam Dar, Drew Gulak, Rich Swann, Grand Metalik. It shits on all of them, who are much more talented than Enzo. I don't get, why did Enzo get a championship match? Was it just because, you know, they had to give him something, because, you know, even though he's such a dick backstage, he's still a huge draw and a big merchandise seller, hence his new t-shirt, "I got the sauce," whatever the fuck that means. But yeah, he won. Neville was just dominating most of the match, of course, and then Enzo got a cheeky, dirty finish and won. So what now? Does Neville get a rematch, or is Neville going to go up to the main roster, and is Enzo going to be the face of the cruiserweights for a little bit? Oh my god. I want Neville either gets a rematch and wins it back straight away, or Cedric Alexander, who I love, very, very good. Cedric Alexander gets a match and crushes Neville in like 5 minutes. At TLC maybe, yeah. That's all I've got to say on that. Bloody hell. Then on to the main event. We got Brock Lesnar going up against Braun Strowman for the Universal Championship. And yeah. Just like Roman and John Cena. It's disappointing. I was disappointed with this match. It could have been so much more. It could have been so much better. It was just too slow, I think. And Braun obviously dominated Brock for like the first most of the match. I was like, whoa, just like we predicted, Braun was just dominating Brock. Brock was like, what the hell do I do? I have to put this guy down. Like, Braun was just like, come on. And then Braun was just like, loads of power slams, hits him with 3 power slams. Brock kicks out and like, whoa, we have a good match here. And then Braun's like looking like he's dead strong. And then all of a sudden, Brock hits a few suplexes. Like, oh, and then 1 F5. Done. 1, 2, 3. He beats Braun Strowman with one F5. 1 F5! They made Braun Strowman look so good in this feud, like absolutely dominating Brock, like even more than anyone else ever has in his history. And he gets beat with 1 F5. Come on! What? Roman Reigns kicked out of 4 AAs in his match, and you're telling me Braun Strowman gets beat with 1 F5? What? Come on! And it was only 9 minutes. 9 minutes. This should have been 15, 20 minutes. I've got a feeling that maybe the match was cut short a little bit because I think maybe Roman and Cena cut into the time bit. I feel like because they only had like, what, 10 minutes left when this match started. So I feel like maybe they had to rush the match. Maybe the plan was for Braun to kick out 2, maybe 3 F5s, but Vince was like, okay, we're running out of time here. Braun, 1 F5. Maybe, but 1 F5, that's a shit decision. And honestly, Braun Strowman's momentum's just gone woo, because now he's just lost clean to Brock in 9 minutes for 1 F5, when they could have made him look so strong in this match. Yeah, that was that. Disappointing. Disappointing. Now I assume Brock's going to leave for a bit and maybe come back for Night of Champions or Royal Rumble, maybe. I don't know. What's next for Braun? Where did they go from him now? He's lost a lot of his momentum now. He's just lost clean to Brock. It was the same situation when he lost clean to Roman at Fastlane. Oh, I mean, this reminds me very much of the feud with Joe at Great Balls of Fire with Brock. It was the feud in the match. The formula was the exact same as Braun and Brock for this match. Joe looked so good in the feud, he was dominating left, right and centre. Then the match happened, he was dominating Brock for left, right and centre, but then Brock gets an F5 out of nowhere. It was only a 6-minute match, 1, 2, 3, just like Great Balls of Fire. And it was just the exact same here. Braun dominating the whole feud, looking so good. Then in the match, he dominates Brock, and then Brock gets 1 F5, wins. Just like Great Balls of Fire with Joe. It was, God no, disappointing with that. So yeah, that was that. No Mercy, it was a weird show. I'll say Miz, Jason Jordan, great. Finn, Bray, great, surprised me. Dean Ambrose and Seth Rollins and the Bar, match of the night by a mile, great. Then, so the first 3 matches were great. Then Alexa Bliss and the Fatal 5-Way, too short, but it was good. But then Roman and John Cena, bit disappointing. It still was a decent match, but it could have been a lot better. Enzo beating Neville. And then Brock beating Braun in like 10 minutes. It was just 1 F5. It was strange because the 2 matches that everyone was building up for, the 2 main event matches, the 2 WrestleMania worthy event matches, were actually probably the 2 biggest letdowns of the night. Yeah. So yeah, that was No Mercy. I'll say on the whole, it was a good show. I enjoyed it. It was a good, solid pay-per-view. I just feel like if Roman and Cena could have been better, and Brock and Braun could have been a lot better too. Yeah. So yeah, that was No Mercy. What did you guys think of No Mercy? Comment below, let me know. So yeah guys, I will be back actually quite shortly. I'll be back with my Hell in a Cell predictions on Thursday with Callum. Yes, Callum is back. He's back from university, so it'll be a 2-way prediction video. Good, looking forward to having him back. So thank you for watching guys, and I will see you in a few days.